Hello, Geminis. What is up? Welcome to Flavored Vivid. For those of you guys that are new here, my dog says hi, and my name is Carissa. Today's reading is going to be a little bit different than usual. I'm just trying to squeeze in. These are all bonus readings. If they get out this week, awesome. If not, I'm okay with that because I have an unexpected trip that I'm going on. Anyways, you guys have the title Intuitive Recognition. What Spirit was showing me was really beautiful. It actually made me a little bit emotional. It was really moving. And Spirit showed me watercolors, like a watercolor painting. And there was a picture, right? Kind of like a coloring book. But the watercolors were going outside of the lines. And that's what you're going through right now. I've got water, thank you. That's what you're going through right now, Geminis. You guys are going outside of the line. It's like you are breaking down these borders that were never meant to exist in the first place. You're expanding farther beyond which you could even fathom. The human mind kept you restricted here. You can only be the perceiver here. You can only be thyself in a situation. And this is what's happening for you. You're putting yourself in a position where you are only thyself and nothing else matters. When you go outside the perceived lines and you observe that you are going outside of those lines, things are going to feel not exciting. They're not going to feel exciting. People think that enlightenment is like exciting. It's kind of like a roller coaster, like, ooh, we're going up, we're going up, we're going up. And then you go down the roller coaster hill. But truly, that's the ego that takes you on the roller coaster and through all these loops and everything like that. There is no fucking roller coaster. Enlightenment is just observing the observer and the seer above the observer and recognizing all of these formless versions of you. You were never meant to stay inside the lines. You were never meant to have borders. And that's why here you are intuitively recognizing your freedom, your true form. When I was pre-shuffling, the card that you guys got was expansion. And you see how there's like this stick, right? But your soul has expanded. It's bled outside of the line. It's completely formless. You are not constricted to the skin suit, to anything here. This is all an illusion. This is all what your mind creates to constrict your beliefs and make you feel lesser than. So let's go ahead and see what we have here for my beautiful Geminis. I felt so drawn to you guys. I really did. And, I knew that it was important. Hey, no. Thank you. I love you. You don't come on camera. Sorry, my children here, okay? Let's go ahead and move forward here and see what we have for my Geminis, please. Messages for my Geminis. What do we need to know? Perfect. First card out, we have true love. Gemini, I instantly heard, I am my own true love. Do you even know what true love is? Do you know what true love is? Do you walk around in your most unconditional being, or do you get swept under the rug because the matrix is filling you with distractions and pushing things aside, pushing your emotions aside? How many of you guys have been taught that your emotions are too much? I've heard that so often from my Gemini friends personally. You guys have been taught to restrict yourselves and what you feel, the way that you feel about situations, about life. It's been too much. You've been guided to sweep things under the rug. But right here, we have some sort of relationship here. This is a relationship between you and your consciousness. This is a relationship between you and your platonic friendships. This is the relationship between you and your romantic relationships. For me, one thing that I've learned is there really isn't platonic or romantic. If I love with all of my being. I love with all of me. You see the emotional side of me. You see the ecstatic side of me. You see all these versions of me, because you see, the thing is we have to place these versions in fucking boxes and containers with little labels here, because humans want to understand everything instead of just being and innately knowing. Here, you are meant to innately know. It's intuitive recognition. That is it. Okay? So at the core foundation of this relationship is the potential for true love. There may be true love coming in for you, whatever you think true love is. You know, true love is always going to be at your own resonance. If you're in a relationship now, you could be with a true love, whatever you believe that is. You could find true love with your pets, with your plants. You see, again, like I mentioned here, I go about it with my friends, my, lovers, my children. They all get the same version. It's either true love or it's not love at all. It's one or the other. There is no limitations. There is no, I give my friends less, I give my family more, I give my lover top priority. No. Everything becomes intuitive recognition. I recognize that I want to stay in the present moment, and that's how I won't get distracted, and that's how my emotions won't get swept under a rug. That's how I can turn my consciousness inward. Okay? So I feel like you've been pioneering through trying to figure out what true love means to you. Where do I give it? How much do I give? Are my emotions too much? Why do I love hard? That's my favorite. You see, the thing is that we attach ourselves to labels. We attach ourselves to these precognitions of what we think we're meant to be, but you weren't meant to be restricted. You were forever meant to be formless. And so in this expansion, Gemini, you are learning intuitive recognition. You are learning how to intuitively recognize how just being is enough, and that you've always been perfect. You were born perfect. You were born in a state of, I'm hearing kingdom come, right? You were born with God consciousness within you. There was nothing ever wrong with you. You see, the world just wants to program people. They want to put it into a box. If you're Gemini rising, you can absolutely see this. I hope you take whatever resonates and know that this is a message from the heart space. This is a message from source, from God, the universe, from whatever you believe in. And that is it. This is not a typical reading for me. I do these readings privately, but not on my YouTube channel. So let's go ahead and see what we have. You're finding true love for yourself as well. You're recognizing your true form. We have soul searching. Wow, you're recognizing your true form. Master number 44 here, your angels, your ascended masters, the guides, they are with you. They're asking you to be in a state of being, to be at the center of the hurricane we call life. You can be swept away here. You can be destroyed by the chaos around you, or you can be at the eye of the storm. And at the eye of the storm, you're going to be able to see clearly. At the eye of the storm, you're going to be able to see love. You can never see yourself in a pot of boiling water, but you can see your reflection when things are still, and that's why it's so important to be present. Everyone always comes to me and they ask me during my coaching sessions, I don't get it. I've already beat this level. Sure, of course you did. But then you're deepening, you're diving deeper into yourself. And as we dive deeper into ourselves, it's going to come back up. Because it's integrated ego. It's integrated into us. It's never completely gone. You hear us say death of the ego. If you are living and breathing here in this beautiful matrix, this Mother Gaia here, you're having this experience with me, you will forever have ego. That ego will only integrate. When you guys meditate, how many times do you guys sit there and your mind goes stir crazy? Because it's grasping, it wants to think, it doesn't know how to sit in calmness and true presence. It doesn't know how to conceive nothingness. It wants to think, it wants excitement, it wants stimulation, it wants you to feed it. It wants to feel important. And that's what's going on within you, within the soul searching. So as you sit down to meditate here, I'm seeing somebody who keeps saying affirmations and stuff. That's amazing. I love that. And if that's helping you, that's great. But you're still an ego. You're still feeding ego. Sit down and observe what comes to your mind, but release it with love and gratitude. When you learn to silence your ego has been fully integrated and you've gone through an ego death. Once your ego is fully integrated, then it works for you, of service to you. Until then, you are in service of your ego. You are still soul searching. You're looking for something outside of yourself. It was never outside of you. What you want is always within you. It's never been outside of you. God has never been away from you. They've never abandoned you. The universe has never abandoned you. This is your experience. Your ego, your mind is so powerful. It's creating this experience. And when you go to sleep, your ego even takes over even more. Your subconscious mind comes in and it projects these dreams, right? You're more awake when you're asleep and you're more asleep when you are awake. We have untapped inner power and guiding light. Very beautiful. It says you're getting ready to experience great power from within yourself. And the guiding light talks about in your darkest hour, you find the light that will shine through you and lead the way. Again, this light shines through you. So where does it come from? If it's shining through you, why are you looking outside of yourself? What's outside of you if the light comes from within? It almost makes you want to cry, right? Why have I been seeking outside of myself for something that has always been innate to me? It gets real personal and you realize how you've abandoned yourself. And then you say that you have abandonment issues. You attract people into your life that abandon you. No, baby, you've abandoned yourself a long time ago. And the universe has been sending people your way to show you that. This is your experience. This is what you've manifested for yourself. You have so much power within. It's primordial. And it's untapped. And it's time for you to tap in and feel that love, and you will feel an overwhelming amount of emotion. Thank you for the $4.99. I appreciate the donation. You will feel this overwhelming amount of emotion. You won't know what came over you because you've never experienced or allowed yourself to experience something like that. That's why I said I feel like crying. Because even tapping into that energetic blueprint right there, I can feel that energy and feel how you guys are going to allow that present moment in, and you're going to recognize intuitively how you've never truly been present. Your ego has just convinced you this is presence. Yeah, your overworked mind, that's presence. No, it's not. Presence is silent. It's eerily silent. You sit there and there's just fucking nothing. It's stillness. So a lot of people say that they've gone through an ego death and they don't even know what it is. They don't even have halfway, they have like more of a halfway house for their integrated ego. They've gone crazy trying to seek and seek and seek what? Enlightenment? You were born enlightened. It's about destroying the false narratives within. Thank you for the $5 donation. It's about destroying these false narratives within yourself and recognizing the light within. Another 4 here, so now we have 444. Your angels are with you, your guides, your God, whatever you believe in, the universe. They're all with you during this time here, helping you tap into this primordial power within yourself, kindred souls. See, this is where they're trying to show you that you've always been great. You've always had what you want within yourself. Balancing act. In this matrix, in this reality, we go through this. Give me 2 seconds. I apologize, my children. Children, hey, I am working. Hey, silence. Thank you. I love you. Apologies. I have children, and they were literally standing there in the hallway arguing because my son's room is right there, well, one of them, and the older son was with them. So again, my apologies for the interruption. We have balancing act. You may be putting all of your time and energy into one area and neglecting the other area that needs your immediate attention. How does your soul need your immediate attention, but you've been focused on money and finances, but you've been focused on people pleasing, but you've been focused on everything outside of yourself? If there's anything that I've learned, it's that when I pour from an empty cup, there's truly nothing to pour, and I am basically giving absolutely nothing. I am depleting what's already depleted within myself. I'm getting rid of all the energies within myself that are already so ungrounded and untapped. These energies within ourselves that we try to give to other people from an ungrounded state, are we truly helping each other? Again, and is it your responsibility? Why are you trying to fix something? Why do you think it's broken? The truth is, you think it's broken because it gives your ego, it feeds your ego some sort of false sense of reality that if I could fix this, I'm going to fix myself. And that's the truth. All of this was always about you. It was always about you in a situation. Victim mentality came out with Crossroads and Kindred Souls. Kindred Souls ended up coming out. I love that. It says, you are currently experiencing many changes in your relationships. You are at the crossroads here. A new business adventure, a project, or career is currently in the works for you. And then we have victim mentality. You are learning to understand that everything happens through you, not to you. Again, you have this light that's meant to shine through you, and everything's happening through you. I don't get it. Why is it all telling me it's going through me? Baby, because you've always been a vessel of light. Because it's always been operating through you. Your ego has just created labels and separated things. Said this is that. This is not love. This is infinite. This is enlightenment. This is not the truth. This is not enlightenment. That's not true. Everything is enlightenment. Duality is enlightenment. During this time right now, you guys are making a lot of changes here, which are going to help you see your truth. Today, you are going to get rid of friendships and situations, experiences that are no longer feeding your soul. You're going to recognize this has been feeding my ego self. You're going to learn to integrate that part of you that overthinks, over worries. And you're going to bring peace and true unconditional love into the situation, because if there is no peace, there is no love. They are not separate from. You have never been separate from. You have chosen to detach from. And that's the truth. Juliet, please come lay down. So we are at this precipice of doing what we desire versus doing what we feel we have to do. And there's a complete difference. When you do what you desire, you follow your heart and things will come innately. They'll feel aligned. It'll be intuitive recognition if I just have to do this because I'm inspired to do this. It's not forced. So many people force things. They force false interactions. So for example, I used to work in customer service, and I used to be answering phones. That was a forced interaction. Especially when people would just yell at me and project their anger onto me because they overspent on their cell phone bill. Yes, that's my problem. Thank you for yelling at me. Yes, you have a blessed day. No. Those people think that by forcing their anger onto you, things are going to turn into their favor because they're in survival mode. They're in this survival mentality, but you are not here to survive. You are here to thrive. You're here to expand. You're here to flow. You're here to allow. You're here to be the observer. And as the observer, you can perceive things from higher levels of consciousness. Let's go ahead and see what comes out. Okay. Beautiful. This has come out for like every single sign right now. And gorgeous. I love it. Expansion came right back out, you guys. Spirit's like, no, this is it. There is nothing more, nothing less. Your overall energy is follow the signs. And if you look at my videos yesterday, that was the overall energy for all my signs yesterday. You see the signs are all around you. Your mind creates the signs. Have you ever noticed the car that you want, you start seeing it everywhere? Or after you just buy a vehicle, like after I just bought my vehicle, everyone drove it. I'm like, what the fuck? Everyone has my car now. Everyone has my car now. Truth is, everyone always had my vehicle. I just wasn't aware of it. And when you bring your awareness to something, you see it everywhere. So these signs that you're looking for, people always tell me, I'm looking for a sign. Baby, the sign, you're going to project the sign. Your mind is creating this reality. Your mind is creating me and bringing me into your awareness, not vice versa. We have synergy here. Blending together all of your talents will help you create an energy signature that holds within your authentic creative expression. During this time right now of integrating that ego and recognizing yourself as the observer and the overseer of the observer, and then the infinite portion of you that cannot be defined, it's unrefined. That version of you that is unrefined and that is just pure, authentic states of being. Not forcing, just being, allowing, observing, overseeing, experiencing. You see, a flower doesn't wake up every day and say, oh, is another flower blooming open? Is it time to bloom yet? Yeah, when we're driving in our cars, we look over at the car next to us to see if our windshield wipers are going too fast because we're not present. We're very ungrounded. We worry so much about what our neighbor is doing that we don't put any focus in ourselves. We're so worried about what others perceive of us that we don't even care about how do you believe in yourself? How do you see yourself? Who do you want to show up as? You have a choice here. And this is where you create that energetic signature. You have expansion and you are worthy as your overall energy. Okay? And it says you are getting ready to move up into higher levels of awareness through embracing your life experiences. Embracing our life experiences mean to observe them. We don't take things personally. You are just one co-creator and a matrix of co-creators. You no longer allow others to put you in boxes that you don't fit into. Your consciousness barely fits into your skin suit. We as humans, we want to label everything to understand it better because we believe that that's going to bring us some level of consciousness. It's going to raise our awareness. No, that's not the truth. Seeing is believing. Experiencing and being in flow is how it comes towards you, not vice versa. You don't need to fucking understand it. When you're trying to understand everything, are you in the flow or are you in the ego? Ego says, I need to understand this so I can put it in a box. And then I can break open that box anytime I need anything from it. This isn't about breaking open the box anytime you need anything from it. This is about allowing everything to be as is, formlessly. You are worthy here. It's time to stop feeling unworthy, unloved, and undeserving. You've always been perfect. Right away, we have you and your energy, the Gemini card here. We're going to go ahead and clarify all of this. Tell me about true love here for my Geminis. Tell me about true love for my Geminis. What would you like to speak about here? Ace of Wands in the reverse and the Fool card in the reverse. It's all been forced. The way that you think things should be, instead of allowing things to be as they are. If you can't accept the current situation, you'll never be able to actually make it through anything. Why do you think relationships don't work these days? Nobody actually wants to put the work in. They just want to blame. Oh, my partner pissed me off. Really? Did your partner piss you off, or did you choose to react to what your partner did? Did you choose to hand over your sovereignty? Can you intuitively recognize how you allowed your ego to take over? A lot of you guys have dealt with relationships with people that just weren't as aware as you or considerate. And you still come out confident. You've still built yourself up. You still knew that you were worthy and deserving, or at least you're trying to. You've dealt with a lot of people that were reckless with their emotions. They didn't know how to handle them. They didn't know how to handle your passion. They didn't know how to handle you with your light on, so you learned to turn it off and operate with your light off. Three of Cups in reverse. How's that made you feel? Unhappy? Unsafe? Ungrounded? Heartbroken? Empty? Friendships, love, relationships with family, it doesn't matter. This can be any area of your life. Page of Cups in the reverse, Queen of Swords in the reverse, and the Eight of Swords in the reverse. There's some of you here that have grown cold. You've allowed your heart to grow cold and guarded. There's like barbed wire around your heart here. And anybody that has to get to it has to get scratched up. They have to prove that they can experience pain to get to you, to reach you. Because you're in so much pain yourself. There's a resentment for the apologies that you've never received, but why do you need those apologies? Can you apologize to yourself? You see, the thing is we want to innately blame others. Yes, I dealt with a narcissist. I was married to a narcissist. I was. I'm not going to go ahead and take away that label, but the truth of it is that I chose to stay in a very toxic relationship for far too long. I saw the red flags within the first week, and I chose to ignore those red flags. It is not their fault that I gave away my sovereignty. They don't owe me an apology. I owe myself an apology for not believing in myself, for not truly, unconditionally loving myself enough to walk away. I was so afraid to be abandoned that I hadn't realized that I had already abandoned myself. You have to understand, you choose what you give your time and your energy to. Sure, they are who they are, but you are who you are. And they align to you because the universe, God, was giving you the opportunity to heal, to see the situation for what it is, to observe it for what it is. But instead, you submersed yourself in it. You didn't observe it. You submersed yourself in it. You chose to operate in that toxicity. You said, I could fix this. Why? Was it your responsibility? Was it feeding your ego to fix something that you saw broken? Because I know that it was feeding mine. My ego was starving and needed something. I needed something to eat. And so while I cried myself to sleep every night in pain and emotional distress, I never once sat there and asked myself, why am I doing this? I never, instead of asking, why can't he change? That's what I asked myself every night. Why doesn't he change? What's wrong with me? Why can't I make him change? Because it was never about me, but I made it about me because our egos are a bit narcissistic. They make everything about themselves. So the reason that you've dealt with specific relationships were for the experience and the wisdom so that you could heal. So you had the opportunity to see through what was keeping you limited and stuck. What was not true, present, formless, unconditional love. And some of you, because of these experiences, you put barbed wire around your heart to protect it. But what are you protecting yourself from if you've learned the lesson? If you've truly learned there's nothing to protect yourself from, you won't do it again. But see, the thing is you're afraid that you're going to abandon yourself again like that. You're afraid that you're going to hold yourself to lower standards again. We always say, I'm afraid to be hurt again, but what does hurt mean to you? You have to dive deeper than that. You have to dig down there where it does hurt. You have to walk in the darkness so you can find the light. And then you crack like a fucking glow stick here, and you start glowing. And as you shake it up even more, the glow stick grows brighter and brighter and brighter until you become this bright light and darkness and complete darkness. And then as you become still in that darkness because you feel secure in your light, things around you start to lighten up. Tell me about this guiding light. In your darkest hour, you will find the light that will shine through you and lead the way. Four of Wands. There is a relationship for you. There is a counterpart for you. There is love for you. There is stability for you. Card number 4, and I'm clarifying card number 4. There is something for you out there, but not until you fully heal. And a lot of what we think healing is not. We tried to give healing a time frame. Time's an illusion. We tried to give healing, we compartmentalize what healing is. Okay, I have to heal this emotion. I have to heal this emotion. But that's, again, your ego. Can you just feel in the present moment? Healing is feeling, honoring, giving space so it's not trapped within your body any longer. Because a lot of our pain gets trapped in our body, and then we hear things like, you have a blocked heart chakra, it's time to open your heart. What the fuck does that even mean? Open my heart? Is this open heart surgery? I don't understand. An open heart just means a presence, an intuitive awareness of your current experience, your emotions, your feelings. One of my favorite things to do is when I'm feeling, I feel. I let these emotions run over me, whether I understand them or not. It's not meant for me to understand, it's meant for me to feel. That's why they're called feelings. Our ego wants to. So again, it's always about checking your ego and putting it in the back seat and letting it know, no, my soul is in charge. Ego, I understand you're here to protect me, but I do not need your protection. I'm grateful that you've brought this to my awareness. Thank you. I am grateful that I get to feel through this and fully live in the present moment of this human experience that I'm having. But I also am grateful that I get to release it because this no longer serves me, and you're right. Now that I'm aware of it, I know it doesn't serve me. And bam, it's done. Your heart's open. You refocus your intention. You say, I'm not going to do this to myself again. Self, I'm so sorry for abandoning you. I love you, and I feel the way that you experience this situation. And I won't let you experience that again because you don't deserve that. You deserve unconditional, formless love in your life, and that's what you're finding here. Tell me about soul searching for my Geminis. Justice card in the reverse. An untapped inner power. The Tower card. Ooh, it's coming in strong, baby. The winds are so strong outside, it's just gonna blow through you like a freaking storm here. The Moon card, intuitive recognition. The Moon talks about our intuition, right? There's this energy here of untapped inner power. It's like it doesn't come from anger, it comes from love. And with the Justice card in the reverse, have you really truly been fair to yourself? Ask yourself that. Have you been fair? So many people, again, they tell me, oh, I loved so hard. I gave my all. I was so good to this person. Awesome. Don't stop doing that. Why would you stop doing that? Because you got hurt? Because somebody couldn't recognize that intuitively like you could? Because you didn't have the willpower to take your power away from the situation and just observe it for what it was? This person has a lot of unhealed attributes that do not align with me. Why are you taking it personally? Because you loved them? Is that love? Because love is unconditional, which means without condition, I can love you whether you can accept it or not. Even if you cannot accept it, that doesn't mean that I don't have it within myself. Now, I'm not saying to put yourself in abusive situations. That's absolutely not what I'm saying. Do not take my words out of context. I'm asking you to understand what unconditional means. There are no conditions. There are no boundaries or borders. It's like watercolor outside of the lines. If they do not align to you, then stop putting your energy into it. You're hurting you, not them. You are hurting yourself. With this untapped power here, it's going to come in suddenly. You're going to have these epiphanies, and some of you guys watching, you're having epiphanies now. Bingo, light bulb. I mean, don't even try to understand what I'm saying. Just feel it. Feel the activations that are coming through these words that I'm telling you right now. What does it invoke within you? Is it triggering? Are these epiphanies? Do you feel love? Do you feel emotion? Bring your awareness to your heart center. Quiet your ego and stop trying to understand what I'm saying and start listening with your heart. You don't need to understand. Again, be the observer. Tell me about balancing act. You may be putting all of your time and your energy into an area and neglecting another area that needs your immediate attention. Look at that, the barbed wire around your heart. Hermit card in the reverse. Why are you not doing your heart healing? Judgment card. It could liberate you. It could allow you to see things so you don't take this world so personally any longer. This world is full of people who are completely ungrounded. I don't care how spiritual they believe they are. What is spirituality? If they are confining themselves to labels, that is not spirituality. I'm awoke. I'm aware. I'm this. I'm that. I'm so enlightened. No. It's silent. It's an energetic signature. You walk into a room and you can feel the presence. You can feel the presence. So with this, you need to do a heart healing here. This is part of the balancing act. Some of you guys have just tried to move on and keep yourselves busy, and I love you for that, because that's what you've been taught to do, and that is okay. You have not been acting wrong. There is no right. There just is. And all I'm asking you for is to center yourself and be present. That's it. So with kindred souls, you're experiencing many changes in your relationships, in your friendships, in your family dynamics. You're redefining what these things mean to you, how they feel. The Temperance card came out and the Star card in the reverse in the Eight of Cups. You experience a lot of disappointments, a lot of things that have gotten you out of balance, out of character. And you're walking away from them, you're leaving them behind, because by clearing your palette and surrendering, it allows you to be more of exactly what you're meant to be. You are now intuitively recognizing what no longer aligns to you and what no longer serves you. You're recognizing how these individuals made you feel, how they took you out of your center and threw you in the storm. They took you out of your safety net and made you feel unsafe. You weren't ever meant to feel unsafe. Lots of changes. You could be seeing 555. Tell me about this new project or business adventure. Wow. 10 of Cups, the Moon card, 6 of Pentacles, 2 Pentacles, the 5 of Cups here, and the 4 of Swords. This new business adventure here is coming from your heart. And it is going to make you money. But again, there's a lot of, in the past I failed, in the past I did this, and I can't do that again. I have family to take care of. I have animals to feed. I have plants to water. I have myself to feed. When you imagine that fear, and I say imagine because it's all smoke and mirrors, when you imagine it, when you visualize it, when you feel that, you experience that. That's how the mind works. That's how powerful the mind is. But when you feel that success is right around the corner and you intuitively recognize that, that is what you experience. Again, we can only experience things when we are centered. With the 4 of Swords here, this is centeredness. This is meditation. This is rest. This is realignment. Baby, you're overthinking it. Your comment saying that I listed myself last, I'm just speaking from the soul. You're overthinking it. You're processing this with your ego mind instead of your heart. I am just speaking to you. That is it. I am not speaking in direct order. Why do you try to find order in my words? Because it gives you a sense of, I'm more enlightened. I see things differently. Ego. There is none of that. I say things because they just flow through me innately. Do you think I have a script somewhere? I'm reading off of a script? No. That's the thing. We think that things have to go in a specific order. That is a great example. I really appreciate it. We think things have to go in a specific order in order to understand it. An order in court. There is no order. This is anarchy out here. This is fucking chaos. This is oblivion. Why are you trying to make sense of oblivion? Because it gives you some sort of sense of, I have control. Do you have control though? In oblivion? Or do you have control when you're centered and you just allow things to be as they are? 3 of Wands in the reverse here. You guys have a brand new precognition of what happiness means to you coming at the forefront here. A brand new opportunity, and it's up to you to take it or to claim victim to it. I can claim victim to a situation, and I can learn to understand that everything is happening through me, not to me directly. or I can listen to my intuition and do things that make me feel joy, happiness, pleasure. Being here doing this makes me feel pleasure. It makes me feel good to be my authentic self and not worry about the way that people perceive me. No, nobody needs lines. Humans think and tell themselves that they need lines. And if you tell yourself you need something, well, of course, your ego is going to say, yes, I need it. I need that. Why? Because you don't feel comfortable in the uncomfortable. You don't feel comfortable being formless. You don't feel comfortable being unrefined. You want to label everything for your egoic understanding. See, again, so many people don't even know what a true death of the ego is. Oh, I've killed off my ego, says your ego. Says your ego. Your ego never died. As long as you are thinking, your ego is present. Your ego, it's about integration, and again, having your ego serve you versus you serving your ego. There is a difference. So victim mentality is you serving your ego. Higher states of awareness and consciousness, intuitive recognition is your ego serving you. It comes in and you recognize and you say, hey, what's up? That's a cool thought, yeah. No, that doesn't serve me any longer though, thank you. And then you refocus and realign to what you actually want. Exactly, just choose a blank page. Tell me about this energetic signature here. So right now, this crossroads that you're at, I want you to choose the unknown. I want you to leap. I want you to leap and find safety in the present moment of you doing exactly what is going to fulfill you. I want you to honor that fear, those thoughts of failure, honor them. Thank you. I recognize how failure makes me feel. I recognize how my fear is preventing me from everything that I want in reality. I recognize that none of this serves me any longer. It's an intuitive recognition. You're going to start walking into a room and people are just going to look at you. They're not even going to understand you because they can't. You can't conceive something that you have not yet had awareness of. Your energy is going to start speaking for itself. You're going to start noticing that as you're doing matrix things like at the grocery store or at the bank, people are just going to be staring at you. Your ego's going to be like, why are people staring at me? Is there something on my face? Is there a hole in my butt? What? My butt jeans? My butt jeans? Okay, because there is a hole in your butt. but great. Okay, I'm getting myself intertwined here. Okay. Sorry, this is great. I love it. Okay. Funny. Okay. You know, why are they staring at me? Baby, they're not staring at you. They're staring at your light. They're seeing you as a guiding force. They're seeing something that they have not yet experienced. And that's okay. That's beautiful. It's freedom. When I walked into my combo ceremony the other day, the lady and the musician, you know, the facilitators, both of them immediately stared at me. They were aware of my power before I even used my voice or my words. Let people be aware of you without you proving anything. There is nothing to prove. Ego wants to prove things. My ego the other night wanted to prove something that I knew was innately not true about me. So when these people start to stare, just know it's because you've raised levels in consciousness. You have expanded. Tell me about this energetic signature for my beautiful Page of Pentacles. Look at that light beaming off of you. I just said they're shining, they're seeing your light. Your energetic signature is reaching them before anything else can. Juliet, I love you, my beautiful. Come here. Come on. Come lay down. Thank you. Thank you. Is he down there? That's why you're doing that. Yeah, he's fine. He's just being a chameleon. Leave him alone. My dog gets very excited about the chameleon. Nope, come here. I just said thank you. Okay, you've learned lessons here, and there's a brand new beginning at the President's. Look at this. Look at this. You have it in your hand, and it's right here as well. You have this light beaming off of you. Your energy is going to speak for you before anything else does. Again, remain centered. Be an observer for what it is. You don't have to argue. You don't have to prove. We want to, though. And if you snap into ego, that's okay. You are perfect. You've always been perfect. You didn't mess up. You just were ungrounded. You were uncentered. And it's okay. You're not less worthy. You're not unlovable when you're uncentered. You just are. Observe it. That's it. Don't define it. Don't put it in a box. Don't put it in lines. None of that. Tell me about this expansion here. So you guys have new career, expansion, new friendships, new everything. It's a brand new book. What's your story going to be from this point forward? Are you going to continue feeling like you need to protect yourself from something? Or are you going to walk in faith? Are you going to walk in the present moment? Tell me about expansion. Expansion, please. Ace of Cups and the Knight of Wands. This is moving forward with so much passion, recognizing the emotion that is invoked within you, feeling, experiencing, living. I love that, Jojo. That's so true. This is passion. This is quick action forward. And that's what Spirit wants. Spirit wants you to listen, intuitively recognize what you want before your ego can talk you out of it. Happy birthday, my love. Happy birthday. I wish you a beautiful day. But I already know that that's going to be your experience because you're going to create that as your reality. You're not going to let burdens in the world bring you down. You know, a lot of people, they don't sit with their shoulders back, right? We don't sit upright. We sit like this. You want to know why humans sit like this? Not because they have bad posture, but because they're carrying the weight of the world on their shoulders. We carry everything with us. Why are you carrying all this? You could drop all of it and just head back home. Home's all the way back there, though. Look at that. Why would you carry all of this with you? You don't need to. 8 of Wands. Look at that. She could just throw everything. And then you have rapid forward movement. It's like you teleport. You go from heavy lifting to teleporting to just experiencing. It's not hard. Tell me about you are worthy, and it's time to start feeling unworthy, unloved, and undeserving for my Geminis. Yes, 3 of Cups. It's time to start celebrating. It's time to start living. You are breathing. You woke up another day. Practice so much gratitude for that. 8 of Wands again. And move forward. You know, my intuition says, ooh, go live right now. And I'm like, oh, my ego's like, oh, right now though? Don't you want to take a salt bath first? Like, shouldn't you cleanse your energy? I don't know. Right? Or should I go live when I'm inspired to go live? Oh, but my hair is not done, but I'm not wearing any makeup. Oh no. Oh no. My ego is so silly. It's like this little abandoned kid. People won't like you if you're not ready. If your hair is still wet, you're gonna look like a wet dog. You know? But instead, I decide to go forth on the inspiration to come live. Whether I have wet hair, or whether I'm wearing makeup, or whether my teeth are brushed. I didn't brush my teeth tonight yet. Not after dinner or anything. I did shower, but I didn't brush my teeth, you know? Right? And I'm like, oh, that's so gross. I can't do that. Because there's people out there that can smell me. What if they smell my breath? What if they judge me? Well, I've already judged myself, so how much worse can it be? Stop judging yourselves. Allow yourselves to be. Do I know that I'm gonna go brush my teeth? Of course I do. Right? I know that. There's no rush. Have I brushed my teeth today? Absolutely, of course. I just mean after dinner, right? Because I've already showered, put on some pajamas, right? Master and mistletoe here. A nice little Christmas shirt, comfy to sleep in. I know that I'm gonna do something, so why am I judging myself? Because that's what we have been taught to do. We have been taught to be so self-aware of our own selves that we don't actually be present in the moment and in the energy. So right now, Spirit wants you to live and just be present. Tap into that primordial energy within yourself. Allow yourself to just be and experience and free and liberated, unrefined, uncontained, free. Supported by the universe, and all that is a death of the ego. A true death of the ego. An integration of truth. Your ego serves you, not vice versa. You've always been in charge. Tell me about you are worthy. Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. Stop giving your energy to things that are just not aligned with you. If they do not feed you positivity and joy, you should not be doing it. See, the reason why I never give up, no matter how much adversity I receive here on YouTube, no matter how many people make comments about my chin, or make comments about my teeth, okay, or make comments about my face, my appearance, my belly, anything, the way that I use my words and construct my readings, I don't give up because I'm passionate and this is what I love. This is how I express my authentic being. And that's why nobody can take this from me. Of course, my ego comes out and I'm like, man, give up, fuck you, T, fuck everybody in the world. Fuck, 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 right? We go a little crazy here. We get on the crazy train. Get on that roller coaster again? No, baby, get off. Stop standing in line to scrutinize yourself and all that you do. Stop criticizing yourself. You're giving other people the opportunity to criticize you as well. Somebody says, you need to be open to criticism. Do I? Let's see how well you do with criticism. Let me see you into your life. Show me what you've acquired for yourself with criticism, with ego. Please, I'd love to see it. And then I see that they're unhappy, unhealed, ungrounded, unconnected to source and what innately is. And in that moment, I don't feel envious. I don't feel like they deserve or have that entitlement to how I live, what I speak, and what I do. They have no attachment to me, and I am not attached to them. I am formless, and if they want to bind themselves to a label or to a way of being, thinking, and doing, that's fine, that's on them. So, follow the signs here. Spirit is with you. Spirit is letting you know, okay, you have new souls coming in. You have new jobs coming in. You have true love coming in. You have brand new everything. It's like you have all of the aces and tarot coming in for you. But in order to receive, you need to be present. Are you going to bed, my love?
Yeah, I love you.
I love you too.
Do you need a water or something?
I have water. Thank you for offering every night. I'm sorry. I'll come kiss you when I'm done with this video, which will be in like 5 minutes, okay?
Okay, love you, bye.
I love you too. Okay. Yes. I believe in that. Correct. it can be useful, but 99% of the time, the person that is like, I need to give criticism here, comes from judgment. That's why it's called criticism, because it's their inner critic. Why is their critic judging you and not focusing on themselves in their own present moment? Why do they see something broken in you when they don't even have the awareness of the brokenness within themselves? Do you ever see Buddha telling people, criticize others, criticize your neighbor? Go do it, I promise. Go knock on their door, tell them everything that you think they should change about themselves and their activities and their routine. Please do that, right? You don't see, I don't know what any ascended master that tells you to do that. But I need to know ego tells you to do that. Okay? So, center of the deck, life force energy. Again, the number 1, brand new beginnings ahead of you, Geminis. It's time to engage in activities that rejuvenate your mind, your body, and your soul. If it is not aligned to you and it does not make you feel joy, it does not make you feel happiness, release it. Release yourself from the obligation of it. All right? You are limitless. You are beyond your flesh suit. You are so much more than your income. You are more than what you have compared to thy neighbor. This experience is about you. It's about you becoming intuitively aware. It's about this recognition of thyself as the perceiver of your experience. You have life force energy that is flowing through you, and it's time for you to take it, but the choice is yours. And you have always been granted that freedom and that free will to choose what you want versus what you don't want. Freedom of choice says your choices are yours to make. Don't allow others to make your choices for you. Let's go ahead and close out this reading, Geminis. I'm going to do Leo next. And then that is actually it tonight. But not before, of course, giving my kids a kiss goodnight. We gotta go tuck those babies in. So give me like 10 minutes here. I'll be back. All right, Geminis, we have dearest to you. We have a secret to share with you. If you act as if all is well, it will be. Act as if you are brave and you will have the courage. Act as if you are loved and you will be a magnet for love and experience the love of spirit. Act as if your prayers have been answered, as if you truly are in sync with good fortune. How you think is how you will see the world. You know what I love? When Spirit does this and aligns everything that I've said this entire reading and it reduces it to a fucking card. Cardstock. A simple message. And it aligns with everything that we talked about. Alright? It says, truly in sync with good fortune. How you think is how you will see the world, interact with it, and draw conclusions from it. If you want to be the person who has the life you want, co-creating and loving what is yours, you need to start acting as if that is the truth. Don't worry about the conditions in your life that seem empty or carnivorous or chaotic or barren. These are temporary and they don't even count. Defy them and act as if you're the luckiest person on the planet. You will be, for you've already been. That's the real secret. You are infinite potential. Loving you so much, rainbows explode in the ethers. Spirit says you are infinite potential, so stop reducing yourself to something and start intuitively recognizing that you've always been deserving, you've always been the creator, the manifester, the waver of the wand of your destiny. You choose what you want, and if you're choosing unhappy situations, that is what will manifest. If you're choosing to feel joy and gratitude and love in the present moment, and you're choosing to align with that, that is what is going to manifest. I love you, Geminis. I'll see you guys in a couple minutes for my Leo reading.